From Air to Pro, from 9.7 to 11-inch, iPad has accompanied me for a decade, but I haven't had to experience 12.9-inch. The reason? Too big. Too big to assume as a tablet. Almost the same with my 14-inch MacBook, or a little bigger than a book. Chose it, I have to compromise a lot. 11-inch I can carry it with a normal bag, but I need to prepare a 13-inch laptop bag for this. Bigger size means higher price. 12.9-inch started with $1,099, nearly the same with the MacBook Air. My 11-inch is crooked by my fat cat. By sleeping on it, it will be just more risky on 12.9-inch. Such a fragile tablet needs some protection for sure. Put the case on, which easily weighs 300 grams, the whole weight will approach 1 kilo. Bigger size, heavier weight. Then it will be hard to grab it. One hand, I don't dare to do that. Both hands, how can you operate? 11-inch can be fixed by a normal holder, but for 12.9 you need a better one. So, what is so embarrassing? Because you are the one need to compromise. 11-inch iPad Pro doesn't improve a lot on display, but 12.9-inch has upgraded to XDR display since M1 2021. Only after you tried it, you will know how wide it is and how dark it is. But using it to draw in to be a true productivity tool, color accuracy is the condition. Leave alone its productivity. When watching videos, the black edge of the movie mixed with the screen border, I will never realize that I'm watching a movie at a illuminating tablet. 12.9-inch also matches my range of visibility, so I can concentrate on the screen. Its color, contrast ratio, and brightness has also improved. This is something I never had experienced on Pad. And I don't even need an earphone to output MacBook-like voice.
Good pressure from Rojas. That's lovely from Tart. Obi Sanya is in. He scored! No! Good pressure from Rojas. That's lovely from Tart. Obi Sanya is in. He scored! No! Good pressure from Rojas. That's lovely from Tart. Obi Sanya is in. He scored!
The same size of border, screen on 12.9-inch is 40% larger than 11-inch. It looks okay at Apple Store, but after a while of using, you will forget about the screen border on 12.9-inch, but not on 11-inch. Although I know there's a function called Sidecar, but I don't think it's necessary to utilize it on the 11-inch. So I didn't think it is useful until I tried on 12.9-inch. The productivity on iPad is always a false proposition. Except the professional use, it is kind of a waste. Like a very typical use, drawing. The larger canvas on 12.9 shows more clearly to a client, also stronger vision impact. You can also observe the whole painting, which is more easier to handle with. Reading music on iPad is rather good. It is easy to fix 11-inch, but you need a stand for 12.9. Back to the most typical thing at school, which is writing PDF or notes. Split website and script, that's what 12.9 offered. The slip screen is even bigger than a mini, and it still have enough space. There's a confusion scenario, which is using iPad to do professional edit. If you only have mild editing needs, like editing vlog, then there are many good software that will be easy job on iPad. But if it is like our video, our editing habits not quite matched with the software plunges, and it requires multiple collaborations. It's gonna be a tough work on this, and it brings trouble to you and others. So how are we gonna properly utilize this large screen? During the time with the 12.9-inch, I started to use it by a pro way. I only equipped a keyboard, but now I add a trackpad for this, as well as the magnetic stand. By the way, these accessories are so playful, it's even worth to make an individual episode for them. There are surely some problems, of course, like its battery duration. Charge and expand at the same time, it requires more expensive accessories. What attracts me the most is the iPad OS. The system of the computer is a desktop, which you can load your stuff on it. Take as anytime you need. But on iPad OS, it's like different drawers, which you have to switch between different apps. From iOS to iPadOS, it is still not desktop, still operating based on apps. Not to mention those smooth apps or browser plungers on macOS, which I'm familiar with, cannot be transplanted to iOS. And iPadOS would stuck at the last step of your work very frequently. The system seems to be the one limited its performance. iPadOS 16 has added a Stage Manager. I wasn't a fan of this new function until I connected iPad Pro to a display. Cooperating with the keyboard and trackpad, that somehow really looks like macOS. Although it doesn't operate like a real desktop, but this might be the Pro feeling. The Safari on latest iPadOS supports plunger extension. With the help from different plungers, you will have a better browsing experience. Plus App Search, iPad Pro can reach 80% capability of macOS. Exactly, transferring 80% work from computer to iPad is what I expected on iPad. Put iPad at home, I don't need to carry my laptop every day. Back from work, I use it for entertainment. It can also finish some work when it's needed. Furthermore, it is even better than Mac in some aspects. iPad Pro 12.9, it is productive and entertaining. Also can be a secondary display for Mac. It is based on the imperfect system and its size reaches the limit, but the screen, it is still one of the best. Its size very controversial, but there are not many shortcomings except its price and overperformance. But overperformance is not a bad thing, is it? Like my 5 years old A12X 11-inch Pro can also fulfill all my above requirements. The reason I decided to change it to 12.9-inch is not because of test results or those nice words which I put it on it, but it is the user experience and those unnoticeable tiny changes. Just like 9.7 to 11-inch iPad I've been using for almost a decade, and a 3.5-inch iPhone. You won't think it is small at that time. Just a few days with 12.9-inch already makes me feel how mini is the 11-inch. I knew that under the guise of consumerism makes me think I would become the person which the product is representing. This was also the mentality of iPad Pro 2021 episode. But give up 11-inch and choose 12.9-inch this time is after considering both sensibility and originality. So I chose older M1 because I don't care much about the later camera and the limited improvement on M2. All I want is the same screen. As for the hardware, it is already good enough. On software, I regained the joy of exploring the potential of a product, as well as once again exploring the Apple ecosystem. Therefore, a user experience improvement under reasonable budget is a big why not. iPad Pro 12.9-inch M series TestV gives 7.25 as the subjective overall score. 8 points for its design. The border, which is slightly wide on 11-inch, is perfect on 12.9. Integrated molding with good size. Cost performance 6 points. $1,099 starting price. It's indeed not cheap, but it can at least run it smoothly for 5 years. Function 7 points. It's perfect on tablet tasks, but it's gonna be tough on computer missions. Accessibility 8 points. It's not difficult to get started as an iPad. Also reaching accessories and many playful extensions as a Pro.
TestV 帮你 try before you buy。